Monday insights for you, looking out over the next several days. That deeper dive into meteorology. What an exciting start this morning if you like snowflakes. If you don't, it might not have been that exciting. But we did get our first flakes of the season in places like Manchester, New Hampshire. That ran all the way down to Amesbury and Newburyport, Massachusetts. Really, really light stuff. But a disturbance coming through. There was a cold front. Jet stream level disturbance mixed together. We're going to turn that around and go to near record warmth as we get later this week. Halloween in particular. There's some Rocky Mountain snow. We'll take a look at that coming up here in the video. Dry conditions continue at home, and that means elevated brush fire danger. An election day forecast and beyond is what I'll have for you here in just a moment when I show you the overall 14-day. It's funny, you look at the snow over the last 24 hours. There's not a lot in the country, right? But wait a minute. Right here at home, we did pick up some snow. Before that, really light stuff made it down into parts of central New England. We did find the snow accumulating during the first part of the overnight, Sunday night, along the Green Mountains and running up through the presidentials for that matter as well. Actually, the northwest-facing slopes of the presidentials did the best out of everybody, picking up over 4 inches of snow with elevation when you get up toward the summits. But even Underhill, Vermont, picked up 3 inches, 2.5 inches at Calais, Vermont, 2 inches at Jefferson, New Hampshire, home of Santa's Village. Jericho Center picking up 2, and you still had reports about an inch or more when you get up in parts of northern Vermont, just east of the Champlain Valley and just east of Burlington. In terms of precipitation, we were kind of the only corner of the country, and there wasn't a lot of precipitation that came with that snow. But when you get into the Pacific Northwest, another storm coming in, that's the one that's going to change the pattern, and that's the one that's going to lead us to what will be that warmer temperatures. Let me show you how it's all going to break down. So basically, the energy starts diving into the Pacific Northwest. We've got high pressure with chilly air on top of us now. It is dry air. The breeze has come down, which is great. So no red flag warnings, but still elevated brush fire dangers because it's been so dry lately. And now, of course, there's no greenery around anymore, right? Everything's drying out, and that serves as tinder for the fire that could certainly grow. So you have to be real careful. No outdoor burning in a lot of communities with burn bans, things of that nature. You probably get the drift by now. We've been doing this for a little bit, right? So here comes the snow digging down through the Rocky Mountains. This will be an interesting storm. This is the weather map as we head to tomorrow. By Wednesday, that storm kind of starts to develop up into southern Canada. Really well-defined cold front. So if you're on the backside of the storm, you get snow and a good amount of it. If you're out ahead of the storm, it's like a seesaw. You get warmth that lifts up instead. And again, much like the snow in the Rockies, a pretty good amount of it in terms of the warmth that comes out ahead of this thing. So we'll start out with the snow on the backside of the storm. If you're lucky enough to be able to go skiing out west and you hope for a good start to the season, this is a pretty good storm to get things started out anyway. You can see where the purple is. That's where we've got over a foot of snow that'll be coming down in parts of Wyoming, running into Colorado as well. Not necessarily into Denver, not necessarily into Colorado Springs, but certainly when you get into the Rocky Mountains anyway, you do get some pretty decent snow over the next 2 days. Meanwhile, here's what I mean by Wednesday of that seesaw effect. So as the cold dumps down to the backside of the storm, here comes the warmth on the front side. Our temperatures going up to about 70 on Wednesday in spots and into the 75 to 80 degree range. In fact, some of us could even tip just above 80 on Halloween itself. The setup more locally, high pressure drifts off the coastline so that tomorrow you start getting a southerly wind. A couple of things can happen with that. As you bring in some increasing humidity, you might get some low altitude clouds for a little spot of drizzle or two during the very late part of tonight and into the early part of tomorrow near the coastline. The other thing that can happen is you can touch off a couple of isolated showers over the course of Tuesday, particularly in the afternoon as that warmer air starts to move in. But really, we think it's going to be Tuesday evening, overnight Tuesday night. We get a round of showers. We could use them that snap on through. That is the leading edge to the warmer air. Wednesday's not this beautiful jump into warmth necessarily. It does warm up, but you're going to have a lot of clouds in the morning, and the sun will break out more and more, particularly in southern New England as we get to the afternoon. And maybe a little bit limited, though. And then getting into Thursday, Halloween, it looks amazing. It looks awesome. We're talking about temperatures that are going to be soaring up to about 80 degrees and doing it with a blend of sun and clouds. It may be a little bit breezy, including at trick-or-treat time on Thursday evening, but it'll still be about 70 when the kids are going house to house. Friday, a cold front comes in. It's all about timing, right? So it comes in the day after Halloween. You do get showers overnight Thursday night. You get showers on Friday morning to about midday, the way it looks right now. We'll see how long they last into the afternoon after that as we get closer to it. I don't usually start with tonight in the Insights video. I usually start with tomorrow, but just so you know, I don't want to kind of gloss over the fact that we get really cold again tonight. Just like last night, we go to the teens in parts of northern New England, but even a little colder than we were last night. And we do get colder than last night when you get across a lot of southern New England. So you'll find that frost and freeze getting into tomorrow morning. We don't have a huge rebound tomorrow. It's better than today, but we end up running about 55 to 60. Again, A lot of clouds kind of filling in, that chance for a little spot of drizzle near the coastline, also an isolated shower in the afternoon. We talked about the showers Tuesday night as temperatures hang out in the 40s or even around 50 for some of us. This brings in the warmer air Wednesday. When we start with clouds in the morning, we end up with some sun breaking out the deeper into the day that we get. Not the case in eastern Maine, where you're just trying to get into the warm air, but many of us can make that jump to or even over 70 by Wednesday afternoon. And on Thursday, there are your high temperatures coming near or exceeding 80. It will make a difference. A lot of the record high temperatures are between about 79 and 82 degrees. So that's why we're saying it's record challenging warmth that comes in. By Friday, the showers still left over in the morning. Remember, Thursday night and Friday morning, we talked about that. And then the cold fronts by, and you start to get that cooler air that comes in. You'll see it here in the 14-day. You'll also see election day, right? So we get in through Friday, which is still in the 60s, and by Saturday and Sunday, it should be dry. Looks like a pretty good weekend, but it is going to feel like fall. Temperatures are going to be in the 50s on both weekend days. We do rebound a little bit for the early part of next week, and then I had told you in pattern predictions last week, we're waiting on something that might be a little bit longer lived, cool pattern to come in. It doesn't look that impressive. It definitely is a cooler pattern. Look at the beginning of the 14-day, look at the end of it, right? But nonetheless, it will probably be somewhere around 50 as we get out toward the middle and into next week. And don't forget, that's election day on Tuesday. Just so you know, that 55% chance of showers election day is probably going to be in the morning, not so much in the latter portion of the day by the way it looks right now. So things actually may dry out later on, but of course, timing 7-8 days out can change. So I'll keep you posted on that. A reminder too, if you want to get the 14-day and kind of watch it for your location, grab the app. So many of you are. Noise's 1 degree outside weather on the App Store and Google Play. That's how Insights looks for now. Pattern predictions will be out later on in the day today. Of course, you can always find all of it at 1degreeoutside.com or on Noise's 1 degree outside weather app. We post all the latest videos to the top of the home screen. Have a great day.